In today's video, guys, we're going to be going over the best players that I think you guys should invest in and try to snipe as kind of like filters. We're going to go over some ways for you guys to make some coins nice, quick, and easy here at the start of FIFA 22. If you guys do enjoy today's video, make sure you guys drop a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below because you guys don't want to miss out on any of the investment stuff that we have coming out this week, as well as some pretty crazy market stuff we might have this weekend. Alright guys, so today we're going to be on the web app. We're going to be kind of going over all the players that I think are worthy of investment. And then we're going to go over a sniping filters list after. Now before I even go into any investments, these are very short term. I don't want you guys holding any of these cards past Saturday, okay? Just to get that out of the way, we're not holding these for weeks. We are holding them for a very short amount of time. Now the cards we're gonna kind of be taking a look at here are going to be some of the more meta cards. I really like these higher rated cards. I think some of them are very low and I think there's a lot of room for them to go up. We still don't really have the meta figured out, and I kind of feel like some cards are getting priced in at their FIFA 21 worth, I guess. Like people are comparing the cards to FIFA 21. We have completely different gameplay this year. And the first one that's on the list is Romelu Lukaku. I think he's way too cheap. He's sitting at 75k on Xbox, guys. This is really cheap. I think it's too cheap because I was using him in the game and I thought he was actually very good. And I just think this is a little bit too cheap of a card for Lukaku, just because overall he's usable. And his body type is very good. He's 88 rated, which I think 88 rated this early on. I don't think he deserves to be 75k. So I'm really looking at Lukaku. I think he's a good potential option, and he could go up to probably over 100k on Xbox. Another reason why a lot of these prices are low is because people don't have coins. As you guys can see, I only have 24k. I haven't done much trading yet. Nobody really has coins at the moment, and that is why a lot of these higher rated cards are kind of down low. Everyone's kind of focusing on the small cards, building their coin totals up. Not to mention, everybody got their welcome backpacks today, and what that kind of entails is a lot of supply coming onto the market, and with all that supply that came onto the market, there just was no coin demand to kind of match it. Now what's going to happen now is people are going to be playing the game, EA Play and stuff, getting all their matches in, and there's going to be more and more coins getting built up in the market. And then some of these players are finally going to be able to buy those higher tier cards. Now, I like these investments for these kind of lower priced metas, like, you know, your Manes, your Brunos, your Lukakus, your Salah. When he comes into the game, he's obviously got team of the week this week. I think Ronaldo, I think Neymar, I think Mbappe are all fairly priced, and I'd probably stay away from them because they could fluctuate a lot in either direction. I do think Mbappe at like 1.2 mil is a fair price. I know Neymar on Xbox is currently sitting at like 900k. I think that's a fair price. Ronaldo's like 1.5, I think. So those are all fair prices. But like looking at some of these other cards, no one's really going to be able to afford those gold cards. Keep in mind, gold cards at that price right away. That is a hefty fee to pay. So again, they're going to be looking to these lower tier cards to kind of go into. And now Bruno's another one I really like too, similar to Lukaku. I just think he's a little too cheap for the start of the game. I mean, he's sitting at like 135, I guess you could say 135 for a price. I think that's just too cheap for Bruno Fernandes. He has a very good card this year, 75 pace, 86 shooting, 89 passing. And from the few games that I've played on the console, I feel like pace isn't a huge thing. I think 70 pace will definitely do in the midfield. So I do like Bruno as well, and I think, you know, his price will go up too as more and more people figure out the meta. Now another one, a really quick guy, Sadio Mane. I want to take a look at him real quick because Mane and Salah, they always open up kind of weird. Now Mane, again, I feel like this is very cheap for Mane. You know, coming in under 200k already. Let's see what he is sitting at. So he's sitting at about like 190ish, which I think is just, again, is too cheap for a card like Mane. He's got 91 pace, 83 shooting. I mean, his stats wise, it doesn't look great, but he is a premium gold player. He is going to go for a good amount, and I think more people are going to pick him up. Keep in mind, I think it was last year, 2 years ago, Mane had a very similar card, and he was priced at about like 250, 300k. So I definitely see more room to rise for Mane and a lot of these metas. Now, Salah, he is a different example because he's obviously going to be extinct. And we'll talk about Team of the Week 1 cards very soon, but I could definitely see Salah going up to his max. Are going up a good amount because there'll just be no supply of him on the market. As you can see, this is all of Salah that we have on the market right now. It's not a lot at all. And finally, I want to take a look at a defender like Virgil van Dijk, for example. I do think Van Dijk's actually a little more fairly priced at 200k. But again, we don't really know the whole meta, and I just think that some of these higher priced cards have more room to go up as people look to upgrade from their starter teams. Even Van Dijk at like 200k, man, I think that's a little bit just too cheap in my opinion. Finally, I want to talk about the Team of the Week cards. Just quickly before we go into the sniping filters, I love the Team of the Week cards as an investment. Now, what I would do is I would look to buy on Sunday or Monday when Ultimate Edition does drop, depending where you live and whatever the glitches that come out. I would recommend buying then because we're going to get a ton of supply of these cards on that day. And then what happens after that day is they always rise up because there's no real supply of them because it's all just 7.5k packs that are getting opened. But these cards historically have always risen up nicely. So if you're looking to pick up Salah or Vinicius or Sar or even Ivan Toney or Kimmich, I would wait until that Sunday or Monday, and I think this is probably the safest investment you guys can do. And you guys can just throw them into your team and stuff like that. So let's get into some sniping filters. Now there's a few different filters I want to go over and kind of their types. I'll go over specific players for you guys, but I do want to quickly go over just how I determine them. And I'm basically looking for inflated cards. Now obviously Footbin hasn't updated any prices yet or anything, which is fine. But I'm looking at cards like St. Juste, LaCroix, Camavinga, Malin, like these cards that are low rated but are going to be high priced, because what ends up happening is they are way higher priced than people would expect. So for example, the casual is not going to expect a 76 rated card to be 20 or 30k. That is a very high price on them. So what you guys can do is set your filter to about like 2, 3, 4k lower than the current price, and you guys can look to snipe for much lower. Now, right here, for example, 32k pops up twice. You know, maybe this wouldn't be the greatest one. Anything under 30k, I think, would be a buy for St. Juste. But you would look to buy them right then if you find them low, and then you instantly resell for whatever the price may be. These are not anything you hold. When you guys snipe, you want to resell right away. This flipping cards, you're doing this fast so you can build your coin total up quicker. This is what I recommend doing. But again, we could take a look at another card. We could take a look at something like Malin real quick. Another card who's going to be in super high demand. I'm trying not to go over players we did earlier today in the previous video. But for example, Malin, what is his price at? It looks like he's sitting at around like 10k, maybe 9k. We'll take a look and see. So actually there's a bunch at 9k, so maybe like 7,000. We'll see. Is he? Yeah, so he's definitely over that. So this is like the process that I would go through. You kind of find that price. So 8k, there's one up there. Let's see, 8.4. Yeah, so he sells for probably about 8.5k. So what I would do is I would look to, yeah, so 8.5k looks to be the kind of set. He looks like he's coming down a little bit as more and more people play the game. So what I do is, you know, right here, 8.3k, that seems to be about a price that he would guaranteed sell at. So what I would do is, and we'll just do it right now, find a price he's selling at. So 8.3k is what he's going to sell at. So then I would lower my max to about 7.9k or under and just keep moving the min buy now and buy the min buy now price up a little bit and then down a little bit until we find one that pops up. Now it's going to be a little bit hard on the web app. I do recommend doing it on console, but you also don't want to waste your console time. So right there, again, just a little bit too slow to get a Malin. But what you can do is look, 7.5k to sell them for like 8.3. That's a couple hundred coins profit a card. And this is essentially what you want to do for any of the cards that I recommended. Right there's a 7.8, not really worth it in my opinion. We're going to look for something a little bit bigger. 4k right there. Oh, we didn't get them. But that is an example of what you guys can do. Like I said, it's a little bit easier to do on console, but I don't want to waste my hours while I make the video. But a 4k right there, you instantly resell them for 8.3k. That is a huge profit. So you guys can do this with really any card. Malin is just an example, but any card that's kind of inflated in price, people aren't going to know that Daniel Malin is going to be this high in price. Which is why, like I said, this is something you definitely want to look into. Like this one would be decent. He's going to be gone fast though. Now another type of card you guys can actually look to snipe is going to be any card that's required for SBCs, especially those basic and advanced ones. Now I know Footbin isn't displaying them just yet, but when like the basic or advanced SBCs start getting their placement up, so if you go to like active challenges right here, what you guys can actually do is find any of these players that are being commonly used, and when they're getting commonly used, you can actually just, you know, snipe these ones because everyone follows the footbin solutions for some reason. They don't end up being the cheapest. You guys can do it that way, or you can go on YouTube, search up the cheapest solution to find that. Find a video that's kind of trending right now or going up in a lot of views, because often you'll find people are, trying to get those players, and you can look to snipe them for less because they'll be getting inflated up due to their SBCs. Now that's basically gonna wrap up this video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you guys drop a thumbs up. I highly recommend you guys subscribe. We have a lot of content coming out tomorrow, a big investment list that you guys are really gonna enjoy. But until next time, peace.